Okay, good morning students. In that lesson 1 now we are going to discuss about first one, the living world. What are the living organisms are living in the world, in the earth? Okay, mostly the scientists they have identified that number of lot of species. Okay, 8.7 million of species they have identified. Then not yet they cannot discover the 86% of all the species on the land and 91 species on the in the sea. They didn't discover. Okay, but in 8.7 millions of animal species are identified. Then from that human being also is one of the organism. Human being only are placed in the topmost position. Okay, human being has depend the food for animals and then in other plants. Then the knowledge about the human being has divided the animals depending upon the work. So how the animals are beneficial to the human being has divided of the labor and vela. So what are the work the animals they can do? It is helpful for the human being. Then the animals are divided into the farming animals, pet animals, then economically benefits animals. So we should know about the animals. So because we are going to farming the animals. Okay, then we are going to keep in the pets. Then economically we have depend the animal sources. So before that we should know about the animal's characteristics, its habitats, its behavior, what is the evolutionary relationship. This knowledge it is very essential to the human being, because human being only is the topmost in position in the hierarchy. Compared to other animals, human being have a lot of intelligence and knowledge. Okay, so the human beings are placed in the topmost position in the hierarchy. In the chapter we are going to discuss about what is the meaning of diversity. So diversity means differences. What are the different animals are present on the earth? Okay, so we should get the knowledge about these animals. Directly we cannot go and study each and every animals, the unique characteristics, habitats, evolutionary relations, because we will confuse. 8.7 millions of animal species are there. Directly we can go and study one animals. It is very difficult to study. So scientists they have observed, their knowledge, their researchers they have observed and classified the organisms. Okay, so that classification we can understand the classification. We know the characteristics of animals, number of animals. Okay, what are the different types of classification? Then what is the meaning of taxonomy? Taxonomy, classification of animals is known as the taxonomy. How the animals are classified, how they have given in the hierarchy in order level, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so like that in order levels, that is known as the taxonomical hierarchy, how they have classified. Then they have given the name, because number of languages are there, foreign languages are there. In each languages in their area they will give the name of the organisms. So like that nearly 6,000 languages are there. 6,000 languages we know, only we can know about the characteristics of animals. So we will feel very confusing in mind, we cannot understand. So the scientists they have given in a name of the organism. That name is a scientific name. It is universal throughout the world. In any languages we can say the scientific name. So the scientists, everybody they know the particular organisms, the unique characteristics. So this is helpful for us. So they have given the name of the organisms. And then in a taxonomy also we need to study about the characteristics of animals, how they have classified, what are the characters they have seen the animals to classify. Okay, that is fully we are going to study about the taxonomy. That is also make a little difficult, we cannot understand. So the scientists they have given for what to simplify to study the taxonomy, tools they have given to study the taxonomy. So what are the tools? That also we are going to discuss in this lesson. Okay, can you understood? First one, diversity in the living world. So diversity, so lot of different habitats are present on the earth. Okay, number of millions of organisms also is present in the different habitats. They can have an ability to live in very extreme conditions also. Okay, for example, in a polar ice caps, fully ice, that land fully it is occupied only the few of the organisms are living there. Okay, then in a hot desert areas full of occupied with the deserts, sand is present, but few of the animals and plants are living that area. Okay, it is adapted to live in that particular environment. Okay, then in some of the organisms it is going to live in a very shallow lagoons, ரொம்ப பள்ளமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய சகதி மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய இடங்கள்லையும் organisms it is living. Okay, so that they can able to adapt to live that. Okay, then in a deepest ocean, then in a tropical means on land, then in a forest, heavy rain forest, so like that number of habitats are there. So organisms are living that habitat also. How it is living? It is adapted to live in that particular environment. Okay, that is known as ecosystem. They can have in a successful ecosystem. With the help of that successful ecosystems, all the living organisms, it is living in a different habitat on the land. Okay, then ecosystem, that meaning of ecosystem is known as community of biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic means living organisms. Abiotic means non-living. So in your lower classes, have you studied for non-living chair, book, table, box, pencil? But in a biology, in a higher classes, non-living means or abiotic factor means earth, soil, water, temperature, heat, moisture, everything is a abiotic factor. Okay, so all the living organisms, it is living in a different habitat. So number of plants and animals are living. Okay, so plants, already we know that we have studied in lower classes, plants are herbivores, so they can manufacture their own food. But animals are carnivores, they have depend the food for other animals and plants. Okay, so in one successful ecosystem, all the plants and animals, that biotic factors and abiotic factors, land, soil, water, earth, air, temperature, everything it is present. They can have in a interrelationship between the biotic and abiotic factor. That is known as ecosystem. That environment, mainly that environment. For example, grassland ecosystem. I think have you studied in your 10th standard, grassland ecosystem. Then forest ecosystem, pond ecosystem, like that and all have you studied. In a particular environment, what are the different plants and animals are living, how they can depend the food, how it is leading in a successful life. That is known as the ecosystem. So in that particular environment, it is otherwise known as the ecosystem. So what is the meaning of the ecosystem? Community of biotic and abiotic factor. The interrelationship between the community of biotic and abiotic factor, it is known as the ecosystem. The word ecosystem, it is coined by the scientist A.G. Tansley in the year 1935. Okay, so in ecosystem, maybe it is in a small or in a largest. So number of animal species it is living in a particular area, and then few species it is living in a particular area. So like that different it's present. So the presence of large number of species in a particular ecosystem, that is known as biological diversity. Okay, they have said biological diversity. After that, they have given the short name biodiversity. So what is the meaning of biodiversity? Large number of species are living in a particular area, that is known as biodiversity. Okay, the term biodiversity was first introduced by the scientist Walter Roshan in the year 1985. Okay, the definition of biodiversity, it is given by the scientist E.D. Wilson. Okay, this scientist name fully they will ask. Who coined the term ecosystem? Okay, A.G. Tansley. Who introduced the term biodiversity? Walter Roshan. Who defined the word biodiversity? Wilson. E.D. Wilson. Okay, so like that they will ask the questions. You must study thoroughly. Then characteristic features of living organisms. So that living organism, it is differ from non-living organism. How it is differ? Certain characteristics are present only in the living organism. That characteristics is absent in the non-living organism. Okay, so that is we can say another word, salient features of living organisms. It is present in the living organism, it is absent in the non-living. So what are the salient features, characteristic features of living organisms? So all the living organisms, it is cellular level, it is made up of cell. Okay, they can feed, then they can respire, number of metabolisms occur, they can grow, they respond to the stimuli, they move, they reproduce, they excrete, they can have an ability to adapt to live in the particular environment, and then in a homeostasis, that is one of the mechanism. Okay, so that a number of metabolisms occur, that metabolism, it is helpful to maintain in a constant steady state, that is known as the homeostasis. Okay, these are the characteristics of living organisms. Then number of scientists and taxonomists, they have did the lot of contributions, tremendous work. They have observed the living organisms, then they have given the documents of even minute characteristics of living organisms. Okay, they have very keen observations. They have classified the living organisms and studied their interrelationship. We want to know the knowledge of the number of animals. So the scientists, they have observed in a clean observation, then they have classified the living organisms. Okay, then why they have classified? To study about the interrelationship, the evolutionary relationship. We know the unique characteristics of animals. So we want to study the animals. In simply we are saying herbivores, carnivores. How we are saying herbivores, carnivores? Scientists, they have observed, they have classified. Plant eating animals are known as herbivores. Okay, then flesh eating animals are known as carnivores. Okay, like that they have given, then we are studying very easily in a convenient method. So we know about the characteristics of animals. So the scientists, they have classified the organisms. Okay, can you understood all of you? The next one, need for classification. I have said no. Why we need the classification? To understand the unique characteristics of the living organisms. Okay, so then what is the interrelationship? What is the evolutionary relationship? That everything we should know, we need a classification. Classification, it is helpful to know about the organisms. Okay, their habitat, behavior, their relationship, everything we can know with the help of this classification. Okay, so in the classification, scientists, they have put together in the organisms in a group in a convenient categories. What are the convenient? For example, movement, how the animals are moving, depending upon the movement of the character, they have classified the animals into the number of groups. Then their feeding habits, then their excretion. So like that and all, they have seen, they have observed the character, then they have grouped together in the organisms in the convenient categories. Okay, then the convenient category they have given in one of the terms, scientific term. That scientific term is known as taxa. Okay, taxon means plural, taxon means singular. So number of taxa, they have given in a number of taxa. Okay, so that number of taxa, it is present, the taxa, it is present in the categories, different levels. The different levels are known as kingdom, then phylum, order, class, family, like that they have given. Okay, in a kingdom, all the animals are put together in the kingdom Animalia. Okay, so in the kingdom Animalia, it is included unicellular and multicellular. But in 11th standard, we are going to discuss about the multicellular organisms. Okay, that multicellular organisms, then their characteristics, what is the similar characters are present, dissimilar characters are present. So like that, the scientists, they have classified into the number of phylums, class, order, like that and all, they have classified into the different taxa. So the science of classification is known as taxonomy. Okay, what is the meaning of taxonomy? The science of classification is known as the taxonomy. So they have seen their internal structure, external structure, developmental process, ecology. Ecology means their environment. Okay, so that everything they have seen, they have observed, they have classified the organisms. Okay, before the classifying the organisms, so know about the internal structure, external structure, developmental process, then ecological information about the organisms, it is essential. Basis of that, they have classified the organisms. Okay, so in a taxonomy, we will study the characteristics, identification, nomenclature and classification of organisms. What are the different scientific stages are present, that everything we can study in the taxonomy. Okay, then this basis need for classification, they will ask the question in a 3-mark question. Why we need the classification? It is helpful to identify and differentiate closely related species. We are grouping in the organisms, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, like that. So what is the relationship between group 1 and group 2, or group 1 to group 3? So like that we can study about with the classifications only. When they have classified into group 1, 2, 3, 4 only, we can know about the characteristics of the organisms. Okay, then only we can know about the differences between what is the similar character, and then what are the different character, we can know about the organisms. Okay, so this classification, it is helpful to know about the differentiation of closely related species. What is the variation present among the species? What is the evolution of the species? Then phylogenetic means evolutionary history. So million years ago, how was that animal? Then for example 100 years ago, then 50 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay, then 10,000 years ago. Okay, like that and all, they will say how that particular organisms are present. Then what is the changes, what is the modifications. So like that, now modern, how it is living, we can see that. ஒரு ஆர்கானிசம் ஒரு பர்டிகுலர், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, நம்ம அப்பா அம்மா, அவங்களோட அப்பா அம்மா, அவங்களோட பாட்டி தாத்தா, அவங்களோட பாட்டி தாத்தான்னு சொல்லி நம்ம ஃபேமிலி ஹிஸ்ட்ரி பார்க்குறோம் இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி அதுதான் என்னது பைலோஜெனட்டிக் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறது, ஃபேமிலினுடைய ஹிஸ்ட்ரி. அதே மாதிரி ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் அனிமல்ஸ்னுடைய ஹிஸ்ட்ரியை பற்றி நம்ம படிக்கிறது தான் பைலோஜெனட்டிக். இப்போ மாடர்னாக வந்திருக்கப்ப அந்த அனிமல்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்குது, ஃபஸ்ட்டு இருந்தப்போ அதனுடைய பிஹேவியர்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு, இப்போ எப்படி இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் குரூப்ஸில் நம்ம ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுறதுக்கு நமக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குது இந்த கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன். அடுத்து கன்வீனியன்ட்டாக நம்ம இதை பற்றி எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்ம தெளிவாக படிக்க முடியும் எது இருந்தால் இந்த கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன். ஸோ கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன் only it is helpful to know about the characteristics, behavior, then their phylogenetic relationship, closely related character, what is a similar character, what are the different dissimilar character, everything we can know about only the classification. Classification, it is helpful to study in a convenient manner of a living organisms. Okay, can you understood all of you? The next, taxonomy and systematics. What is the meaning of taxonomy and systematics? Both the words are related, similar meaning. They can have only little deviation alone is present in the taxonomy and systematics. So most of the scientific words came from the Greek word and or in a Latin word. So in the Latin word, so in the taxonomy in Greek means taxis and norms. Taxis means arrangements, norms means laws. So the scientists, they have arranged the organisms, they have follow in a certain laws. ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் ஒரு பிரின்சிபல்ஸ் வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் லாஸ் வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஆர்கானிசத்தை என்ன செஞ்சுருக்காங்க, கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதுதான் என்னது டாக்ஸானமி. ஓகே, இந்த டாக்ஸானமின்ற வேர்டை ஃபஸ்ட்டு சொன்னவர் யாருன்னா அகஸ்டியன் பைரிமஸ் டி கேண்டூல் in the year 1813. That scientist only given the word taxonomy. The taxonomy என்னது, it is helpful to study about, theoretical study about the organisms. Okay, classification, theoretical study about the classification, and that classification, it is followed by the definite principles, then there are certain rules and then certain principles they have followed to classify the organisms. In a theoretical study of classification of animals is known as the taxonomy. Okay, so Aristotle is the father of taxonomy. Why we are saying Aristotle is the father of taxonomy? He only first classified the organism. So we are saying he is the father of taxonomy. Then Carolus Linnaeus is the father of modern taxonomy. Why we are saying Carolus Linnaeus is the modern of father taxonomy? First taxonomy is introduced by the scientist Aristotle. Then Aristotle has observed the certain characteristics of organisms. ஒரு சில கேரக்டரை மட்டும் வச்சு ஆர்கனிசத்தை பார்த்து அப்சர்வ் பண்ணி அவர் கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணிட்டார். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணிட்டார். அதுக்கப்புறமா வரக்கூடிய சயின்டிஸ்ட்டு நிறையா இந்த டெக்னிக் இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆக நிறையா கேரக்டரை வந்து பார்க்க ஆரம்பித்தாங்க. நிறையா கேரக்டர்ஸை பார்த்து அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு நியூவான ஒரு கிளாசிஃபிகேஷனை கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. ஆனால் எதை பேஸ் பண்ணி? அரிஸ்டாட்டிலுடைய கிளாசிஃபிகேஷனை பேஸ் பண்ணி அந்த மெத்தட்லேயேவும் நம்பர் ஆஃப் நியூ கேரக்டரையும் பார்த்து அப்சர்வ் பண்ணி கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணாங்க. அப்படி நிறைய சயின்டிஸ்ட் வந்து அதில் இன்வால்வ் ஆகியிருந்தாங்க. அதில் நவ் வி ஆர் அக்செப்டட், ஆல் த சயின்டிஸ்ட் யூனிஃபார்ம்லி தே ஹவ் அக்செப்டட் த கர்லஸ் லினியஸ் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன். So now still it is the scientists, they are following the Carolus Linnaeus classification. So we are saying Carolus Linnaeus is the father of modern taxonomy. Can you understood, students? Okay, the next one is the systematics. So systematics, what is the systematics? That grouped together so that we need to identify, describe, name, arranging, preserving and documenting of the organisms. Which organisms are similar, we need to group together in that organisms. That is known as systematics. Okay, apart from the taxonomical character, for what character they have observed in a taxonomy, identifying, describing, naming, okay, that they have used in the taxonomical. Other than that, in a systematics they have seen their evolutionary history, environmental adaptation, interrelationship between the species, that also they have investigated. They have seen the organisms, then they have put together in a group. That is known as systematics. In Greek, systematics means what? Sequences. சீக்வன்சஸ்னால் என்ன? அப்படியே லைனாக வரிசையாக இருக்கிறது தான் நம்ம சீக்வன்சஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். இதுவும் சேம் தான். என்ன அது? 1 2 3 4 5 அப்படின்றது போகிறது தான். ஓகேவா? அதை எப்படி அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணாங்க, 1 2 3 4ன்னு சொல்லி எப்படி அதை கொண்டு வந்தாங்க, எப்படி அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்றது தான் இது. அதுக்கு தான் என்ன செஞ்சாங்க? டாக்ஸானமிலையும் அதையே தான் பண்ணாங்க. என்ன பண்ணாங்க? ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி தென் அதை கிளாஸிஃபை பண்ணி அதுக்கு நேம் வச்சு இதெல்லாம் பண்ணாங்க. ஓகே, சிஸ்டமேட்டிக்ஸ்லேயும் அதவே ஃபாலோ பண்ணாங்க. அது இல்லாமல் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஃபியூ கேரக்டர். என்ன எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஃபியூ கேரக்டர்? அதனுடைய எவல்யூஷனரி ஹிஸ்ட்ரி, ஆர்கனிஸ்னுடைய எவல்யூஷனரி ஹிஸ்ட்ரி, என்விரான்மெண்டல் அடாப்டேஷன், இன்டர் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப், இது எல்லாத்தையும் சேர்த்து கொஞ்சம் பார்த்து என்ன செஞ்சாங்க? அனிமல்ஸை ஒரு குரூப்பாக போட்டாங்க. ஓகே, தட் இஸ் known as a சிஸ்டமேட்டிக்ஸ். மெயினாக டாக்ஸானமி சிஸ்டமேட்டிக்ஸ் ரெண்டுலேயுமே என்னது? ஆர்கனிஸ்னுடைய கேரக்டர்ஸை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி சிமிலர் கேரக்டரெல்லாம் ஒரு குரூப்லையும் டிசிமிலர் கேரக்டர்லாம் அனதர் குரூப், அப்படியே பார்த்து போட்டுகிட்டே வர்றது தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்கிறோம்? சிஸ்டமேட்டிக்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்கிறோம், டாக்ஸானமின்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஓகே, can you understood, students? Then Carolus Linnaeus is the father of modern taxonomy, in which system is classifying and naming the organism. He has classified and given the name of the organisms. Who? Carolus Linnaeus only first has given the naming of the organisms. So one of his contributions was the development of a hierarchical system. Then he has followed in a hierarchical. என்ன ஹையராரிக்கல்? இப்போ நம்ம அட்டண்டன்ஸில் நேம் எழுதுகிறப்ப என்ன செய்வோம்? அல்ஃபபெட்டிக்கல் லெட்டரில் ஏவா பி அந்த மாதிரி எழுதுகிறோம் இல்லையா? அதே மாதிரி இவர் ஒரு ஹையராரிக்கல் சிஸ்டம் கொண்டு வந்தார். எதில்? இந்த கிளாசிஃபிகேஷனில். அதில் கொண்டு வந்ததில் தான் என்ன இது பண்ணாங்க? பைலம், கிங்டம், பைலம், கிளாஸ், ஆர்டர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கொண்டு வந்தார். இப்போ நவ் மாடர்ன் டெக்னிக் டெவலப் ஆனதில் அவங்க என்ன இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா, ஃபஸ்ட்டு 7 லெவல் ஆஃப் டாக்ஸாவாக இருந்ததை எக்ஸ்ட்ரா இப்போ நவ் மாடர்ன் டெவலப்மெண்ட்டில் அனதர் ஒன் எக்ஸ்ட்ராவாக ஒரு டாக்ஸாவாக இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. அந்த டாக்ஸா தான் என்னது? டொமைன் சொல்லி ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஒரு டாக்ஸாவை இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அப்போ இந்த கிளாசிஃபிகேஷனுடைய டாக்ஸானமிக்கல் ஹையரார்க்கிஸில் இப்போ மொத்தம் எத்தனை இருக்குது? 8 டாக்ஸா. ஓகே, ஃபஸ்ட் என்னது? டொமைன், கிங்டம், பைலம், கிளாஸ், ஆர்டர், ஃபேமிலி, ஜீனஸ் அண்டு ஸ்பீசிஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. ஓகே, கேன் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டுட், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ? ஓகே.